Hello, everyone. Welcome to Game Brigade. I am Brian Greer, and today on the show, we are taking a look at Uprising, Curse of the Last Empire. This was on Kickstarter in 2020. In fact, we covered it on the channel, and it is now shipping out to backers across the world. Nemesis Games, the company who made this, reached out to me and asked if they could send my pledge early so that I can do this unboxing for everyone. And I'm excited to see this because there are things about this game that I am very curious about. One of the key things that Nemesis Games did for this was they did no minis in this area control game. It's so common to have minis be part of these games that when a company came forth and said, we're going to do full color artistic standees, I wanted to see what they were. And these aren't cardboard standees. They were acrylic standees. And they did say that they had an interesting time of getting these standees made. And I'm excited to see what their solution was. So Uprising, Curse of the Last Empire is a area control game, like I mentioned. And in most area control games, players are pitted against each other, while in this game it's co-op against a AI system that's built into the game that is extremely difficult. At least in my experience, they were extremely difficult. And so players are going to be working together using their characters to overcome the different factions. And there, if I remember right, there was two different factions. You had the Empire, but then you also had, like, on the outskirts, like, I can't remember the name. It's been a year, but there was another faction on the outskirts, like a shadow faction or an evil faction. And so you had to not only deal with the Empire encroaching on your territories and their problems, you had to deal with the other guys. So just like all my unboxings, we got a 4K unboxing video here for you. So hopefully we have high detailing camera shots for you. In fact, I normally have my third camera set up, and we still do. We're going to be trying it out on this device rather than that crazy arm that I usually do, and this is for close-up shots if we want to take a look at details. So we will be bringing this in later. I like that I don't have to have it sitting in front of me the whole time, so we're going to be trying that out. I got the upper camera ready to go, so let's take a look at Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor. Okay, first off, the box is really nice. I like the matte black coloring here on the sides. It looks really sharp. And you kind of have, let me see if I can show you, some of the logos and emblems on the sides. And they're kind of faint, but they are there, which I like. So we have a safety warning. I think I'm old enough to understand not to chew on my game parts. And then we've got the mat. Now, there is a playmat available for this game, but I did not opt to buy it. But I can still get it if I remember right, because it's being offered through a third-party company. It was just not something I felt like I needed at the time. But every time I get the game, I always wish that I had the playmat. So playmat looks good. It's got a really nice textured feel. And you can see here they all have the names. You have Screaming Sea, Fog, Grave. And these will all be covered with tiles at some point in this game. Like most area control or, 4X-ish games, they're all in these kind of hexagonal tiles. So this is pretty common. So I'm going to keep this bundled to the side, though. If it was a playmat, I would keep it out and we just kind of unbox on top of it. But we're going to keep moving. So then we have the Chaos. Chaos, that's what they're called. Chaos. I knew it was something. You have the Empire and Chaos. And so this is their dashboard. So you have the Imperial Graveyard, which has the Legion armies. You've got the Chaos Graveyard with the Horde decks. So this is for the AI board. This goes on top of your the player board. And then in this game, you're also able to go on like quests and stuff and level up your character. So that's what this board has. You have your chapters, and the chapters represent the different stages of the game. They've got the chapter track down here to explain it. And then we've got the quests that we can go on to level up our hero that we have selected, because we're also going to have our hero and armies that they're controlling. I'm super excited to play this game. And then we have some of the tiles. So here we have a whole bunch of punch, And we're probably, at this point, why not? Let's get this camera going just so I can make sure you guys have a good view. And it should be recording anyways. So there we go. It's recording. And so here we have some of the punch in the game. And you can see that these are all named locations, and these will go on those hexagonal tiles that we've already talked about, and they all have different types of abilities based on what they are. If we flip to the other side, you can see they all say unexplored, so you're going to fill the map with these, and then as you explore the tiles, then you'll flip them over and see what they have. So let me give you a close-up shot of this so you guys can see that, hopefully nice and clear. And we have a few, and the punch board is pretty nice, pretty thick, and if you can notice, you got kind of like a black core. I think this might be black core. It's very thick, so that means it's probably an upgraded cardboard. Black core is, I believe, the highest density for cardboard that we can get in this industry, so that's pretty cool. So let's bring this back. So we've got some player aids, nice player aids, only 2 of them. I generally like to see up to the amount of potential players. I believe this is a 4-player game, if I remember right. Nothing on the box indicates it, but I believe it was a 4-player game. So I always want to make sure you have player aids that match the player potential people in the game. I mean, yes, we can literally hand these around, right? We can hand them around, but I want to make sure that everyone is comfortable with their gameplay. And then we've got the rule book, spiral bound rule book. Really like the size of it, kind of different. So let's take a look at the spiral bound rule book. So we have introduction and objective. So it says it's an immersive experience for 1 to 4 players. Yeah, and then we got all our components, the setup for us. We've got the description. So here we go. This will kind of give us an idea of how we want the factions if we're going to be playing 2, 3, or 4 player, and how they are set up, which is great. I kind of like the spiral bound. You know, one of the things that triggers me, if you ever come over to my house and play board games with me, don't ever take my rule book and twist it. One of the players in my player group, and I'm not going to name names, and this is a tangent, but he always takes the rule books and folds them in on themselves. And I never say anything because it shouldn't be a big deal, but inside I die a little every time I see it. So this spiral bound is nice because this is how he holds the rule books. And if you watch this video, friend of mine who goes to my player groups, I still love you. I still love you. Don't leave the player group. Anyways, tangent aside, let's keep going. So what do we always like to check out when we're looking in rule books? And it's the end of the book. We're always curious of what kind of index or additional instructions do they give us. So they have most overlooked rules. Let's fold it in on itself. Let's see if we can see this. So we have most overlooked rules. It talks about combat, actions, and the Nemesis. And then hints to how to play your first game, which is great. And then looks like here they have these examples. I don't know if they have a true index. So that is going to, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look, they say at 59. They have an index at 59. So let's see if we can find it. Okay, they do have an index. They do. So here they do have an index. So before I lambasted Nemesis Games, they did a good job. So that's on me. So in the index, if you have a question with what something means, like if I want to know what C tower means or the scoring phase, there's a page which reference where you should go in the rulebook. And I tell every creator that this is so important. Some sort of reference sheet or something that describes what a ruling is or goes into more detail. For example, FFG does a reference book. So it's the entire book is all how to play, like reference rules. This will refer you to the exact page in the game to answer your specific questions. So that's great. And then on top of that, it's going to be the quality of the rules, how well it's laid out. We won't know that until we dive into this game, but I'm hoping I can get this played this weekend. So let's bring the box back. I can already see we have some sort of, it looks like game trays. Don't know if they're branded to game trays, but we'll take a look. We have a little bit more punch still in here. God, the quality. I'm pretty sure this is black core for the cardboard. It's really thick. So more punch, some tokens here. Let's see if there's any leftover residue. You can see there's barely any residue or clipping, just a little bit here. For that, let me see if I can get that to focus. That's the problem with the close-up camera that I have here. It autofocuses, and when you're filming, this is a tip for people who want to be content creators. You generally do not want autofocus turned on in most situations because you want to stay focused on your subject. So having autofocus on kind of sucks, but something like this, I can't turn it off. So then we have our player boards. These are our action boards. And on the back, you have the faction name. So I don't want to pronounce anything incredibly awful, but we have the Druin, the Nebulous Wanderers. Oh my gosh. The Drukar. They're a clan society. The Crow. I wonder who I played. I played this person. This is who I played. When I played this game for my preview game, this is who I played because she looked so cool. And these are the collective. They are raiders and slavers. I did not know that. Uh-oh, hit my camera. Okay, so let's bring this over. So this looks like game trays. Now, are they... I'm not sure if they're branded game trays, but let's take a look. So we have, looks like several for each faction. And these have the Standees in them. So what I really want to see are the colored Standees. And you tell me as an audience in the comment section down below, do you prefer a mini? Or if you had the opportunity to have colorized Standees, would you like them? So let me give you an example of what these are. So you can see here, it's a warrior. He's got his dice that he rolls. Let's see if we can get some more out of here. We have some that are named. Here's the leader that I was playing as. Ronja or something like that. Really cool. And so here is the question of how do you make Standees work? Most Standees are cardboard Standees, and you have the cardboard that slips into the clear plastic tip. And always, right, you have problems with cardboard separating and breaking. Looks like their solution are these feet that can come in there, so we can stand up our minis. Look how good that looks. I might be a believer in saying that these acrylic Standees might arguably be better than minis in terms of bringing me into the world. I think they are so artistically nicely done. Really dig the artwork on that. Let's even get a close-up shot. Get you the Hanzo next. Really cool. So we got all of the faction components here. They put them in a baggie for your convenience, and it looks like the feet are in their own baggie, but you probably don't need to baggie them if you don't want to. So let's put these all back and break down. Look how simple that breaks down. Just snaps right off. Really impressed, guys. Really impressed. Congratulations. I know they were having troubles figuring out a solution that would work, and I think they found it. Really cool. Let's take a look at one more faction. Why not? Red faction. They were kind of spooky looking. You know, little spooky looking guys. Let's find the leader. Here's the leader. Oh yeah, look at this guy. like Kaal or something. Don't ever rely on me pronouncing stuff. In fact, another member of my player group uh, made fun of me because I don't know how to pronounce anything, and I was like, "Oh man, way to make me feel good." I was like, my player group abuses me. They make fun of me and they abuse me. It's okay. I love them all. They're really good people. So those are the Standees. Really impressive. Each faction has their components. Let's take a look in there. So you got the feat section as well as the faction component section there. And this looks like it's made in a way that you could probably play on this, because you've got this potentially maybe for cards. I'm curious of how this implements into the gameplay. That would be really cool. So we're going to put those over there and take a look inside here again and see what else we have. So another box. It says resources box, and then we have elephants and cubes here, and it looks like everything is just inside. Oh, these are the settlements, it looks like. Okay, so we have some settlements here, some token settlements. You see some of the texture detailing on there. That's cool. And then I know there was like fortresses that we could build in this. Man, it's all coming back to me. It's been a while since I played this game, but I remember we built fortresses as well. Put that there. So this one's empty. I want to see what's here. Okay, we've got another big box. And this has, so this has got the enemies in it. Yeah, we got to check out the enemies, right? We got to look at the enemies. This has got the bloodworm. Wow. Maybe I'm just easily impressed. I don't know. I think these are clean. The text is incredibly clean. The art is incredible, really colorful. I mean, look at this guy. I thought for a second that this was a clown. It's a guy with a mask. Like maybe I don't know. I thought for a second it was a clown. I was like, let's pull out the clown head. Look at that. Gotta make sure you're getting some light. The Counter of Omens. Oh, I remember this one. The Lich Queen. And look how they have the acrylic coming down for the art. I mean, they are taking the art and molding. Like a lot of companies would just split this right here and say good enough and have it look like this. But they took the art and they said, no, we want it to come down because it's part of the character design. That's impressive. And I feel like people, give credit where credit is due, man. It is good. It is good. So it does look like these are the fortresses right here in front of me. This will be really fun to rebox. Did you guys back this game? I would love to know who in the who of my subscribers and or viewers backed this game. So we've got a bunch of stuff here. I'm going to be really embarrassed if I try to build this and I don't recall how to build. This is like some squid arms. I can't remember what that was. I might not have had that happen in my game. I remember we had these built. These fortresses and towers. And I think these would go in there, but that doesn't seem right. Oh, did they colorize the top? Oh, there's the, these are the Empire. Look at that. Okay, that literally looks like a League of Legends character, Annie. I'm not claiming that it's copyright or anything, but might be inspired by. It's a guy. I thought it was a bear, but it's a girl like hypnotizing. Right, let me see, make sure you guys can hear me. Looks like a girl hypnotizing a thing. But it reminded me of Annie from League of Legends. Okay. So what was I doing here? I was trying to build this thing. I don't remember how it went. And this is the thing I was talking about. I was like, I'm going to literally embarrass myself trying to remember how to build this stuff. So you probably can't see this, but this is a level. And then we put this. Huh. I mean, it's cool. It's a little loose. It's a little looser than I'd prefer. I mean, it falls right out. But again, I don't know if that's how it goes. And we have this thing. I just got to refer to the rulebook and see how do they want to build these. Because you have this thing, which looks cool. They've got that gold painted top thing. It looks really cool. And okay, so that goes like this. So you could potentially have 3 levels like this. Wow. The middle level was a little loosey-goosey. I'm not sure if I was doing something wrong. I could be. 100% could be doing something wrong. But so I just have to check the rule book. And I don't remember what these spiky things are with the towers. For the best of me, I cannot remember what these do. This seems really wrong. That seems stupid. So, who knows? And we have one more box which has some cards in it. So let's take a look at that. And we also have extra dice. I did get some extra dice. Okay. So, in the last box, let's put this guy down there. Oh, we also have this box, by the way. So we've got some tarot-sized cards. Take a look at these. This is the first time I had some pre-thoughts and said, let's put a trash can over here to help me out a little bit. So these they kind of have a rougher texture to them. I'm probably going to sleeve these regardless. But see, these are some of the quests that we go with. So a deal with demons, break the shackles, druid sacrifice. So these are some of the quests that you can go on with your hero. And then these, I believe, are the monsters and things that you'll be fighting with from each faction. So these are those guys I was just showing you, the courtesan, the warlock, the spy master, the mage breaker. So those are the empire. And then we have the chaos horde. Yeah, there's the Count of Romans. We looked at him. The Lich Queen, we looked at her. Ah, cool. So, and then we have, it looks like cards I did not know about, where it looks like we have the hero, the player cards can be evil, because these are player characters. Kahal the Destroyer, Dugpa the Seer, you have Hanzo the Traitor. So these are player characters. So that's cool. Really a lot of stuff here. Then we have events. So those are some of that. We have this insert. And they were nice enough to say here like large cards. So those will fit here. Hopefully they'll fit all sleeved. You've got here small cards and small cards. Again, we'll see how well these fit sleeved. Looks like tokens here. And then all the hexes will fit here. One of the things that really frustrates me, and I don't talk about it enough, and I should, are game designers not giving us direction in how they want us to put things back. So I think they really should do that. So I've got the baggie of dice that comes with the game. But, you know, whenever I'm playing games like this, I always feel like it's a good idea to have some extra dice. So we're just gonna. So generally, if I remember right, depending on what you're doing, you'd pick up like a red dice, a yellow dice, into white, and you would roll to see what you would get. And I don't remember the rules, but the shields could like defend against damage. I don't remember everything, so don't quote me on anything, because it's been over a year since I've covered this game. But I did get my second pack of dice for this, so we're just gonna put these all in here for now, and I'll organize those later. For people who are OCD and getting triggered, I am sorry. I will I will organize it another day, but not this day. Who remembers that movie? What movie was that quote from? But not this day. Okay, so that's that. Oh, look, it even has a thing for dice. It even says dice. So let's take a look at this expansion. This is the Arch Nemesis expansion. Really like the art, man. This is gonna go somewhere on my wall here. I just want to know where, and it sucks because this box is so nice, but I'm going to try my hardest. They have an insert. I was gonna say I would try my hardest to just single box it, but it's not gonna work. To be honest, when you have such nice inserts, you just don't want to get rid of it. So these have additional characters. So we have some more factions to play with, which is always good. This guy right there reminds me of Twilight Imperium, the space cats, the trading cats. Does that not look like them? And then we've got some like turtle guys. The theocracy. We have an autocracy. And then we have a herd. The Utma, last herd. Really like the thing. One of the things I remember them talking about in one of the interviews we did was they said that this world, I might be remembering things wrong, but I believe that this world was created because they had a D&D game they ran. And this was basically like the world that they had created. And they thought, why don't we expand on our world? So here's more acrylic Standees. Yeah, gotta keep my hand up. And I just think that's so cool that like a group of friends played D&D and then we're like, let's make a board game. And they did. And these guys have some dinosaurs with them. I also give massive props to DMs who can create a universe that feels alive. And that's kind of what this felt like. This has a pretty significant lore to it. And I was intending to read lore to you guys if it was in the first few pages of me flipping through the book, but I didn't see it. But I was gonna read some of the lore to you, just to play with it. But yeah, I didn't see any. We can get rid of this. And then we've got some more hexes to start with, which is great. So we've got those starting hexes and some more extra hexes. So I'm excited for this game. Overall, I can tell you a few things right off the bat. Initial impressions. What the heck am I doing here? What am I doing wrong? Was this just sitting like this? Okay. So this is the rule book again for the other expansion. Is this the lore book? Oh, look at this. This is all story. Hold on. So, as you probably know, Uprising Curse of the Last Empire is the first Kickstarter we've ever done, and they have done very well. So I was going to talk about that here in my final thoughts. So, yeah, this is great. Cornelius, Powell, and Dirk. And I believe I was working with all three of those guys, in terms of when they were launching this. Very, very well done. I'm going to take a look at this later. I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts. So, first time publishers, Nemesis Games, brought forth this cooperative 4X game. And I remember in the video that I was excited because it sounded really cool, but I was curious how it would work. I was invited to play a single, private game with the developers where they basically played a few rounds with me. And I was so excited with the direction of where this could go. Imagine a game where it's going to be like Spirit Island, where the game and solving the puzzle requires players to be working together as you're managing your own faction, as well as dealing with the outside elements. And because there's multiple factors pushing at you, you got to deal with the Empire. But if you forget about the chaos, they will eventually overwhelm you. So you have to play with both. You have to figure out the solution, and it will increasingly get more difficult as you progress through several acts. And very, very impressed. The production level for a game, and I believe they basically said that this was higher funded than they initially anticipated. And because of that, they wanted to really blow away the backers who supported this game up front. And I think, based on my impression of this, they did it. This is the reason why I back games on Kickstarter, because you get these high quality love projects where players, or not players, where I guess they are players as well, but where publishers and designers put their whole heart into the game to make something really special for the people who want to support it. And I think this is it. Now, the question is, does the gameplay hold up? We'll find that out. I will get this played as soon as possible. This Saturday is going to be the next play session I'll have available. So if I can get this to the table Saturday, that would be great. If not, I will be talking about this on the channel here on Game Brigade, hopefully in the next few weeks. So if you're interested, make sure you click the subscribe button for more, or if you just want to be recommended for videos that are kind of similar to this, click the like button, because YouTube will recommend you to my show when there are videos that seem to be in line with what you like. So make sure to click that like button for that. Also, this is a side tangent. I want to thank the 128 people who have clicked the bell icon for notifications. I didn't know that YouTube told me how many people click the bell. So thank you, 128 people. You are super special. I guess this is going to wrap up this unboxing. Thank you, Nemesis, for sending me my copy early. When you guys sent me a message, I was totally floored because I thought mine was going to be on the boat like everyone else's. And so incredibly humbled to be given the opportunity to bring this to my audience and to everyone who is out there. Thank you. I really do appreciate it deeply. Thank you. Other than that, everyone else who's watched the show, thank you for supporting me, as well as my Patreon subscribers. You are the reason why I continue making content. I appreciate everyone who stayed till the end. Of course, this is Brian from Game Brigade. I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.